Hey y'all, you've got Gord here, your hurtin' hippie with Weedy Weekend 66. 66 weeks in a row, minus one. Minus one. I did miss a week and I almost missed this week because I'm not well. I'm not well right now, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying to save my channel, I'm trying to save my house. A big debt has come up and it has hurt me. Uh, yes, my GoFundMe will be below, but I don't. Anyways, let's move on with the news of the week. Your week in cannabis news. There are some things to report, and I think that the very first thing we're going to do is I'll have the link below. It is a release by the government. Excuse me, the Health Canada, as to what is the overview of the ACMPR, the new program under which we are allowed medical cannabis. This is more or less a overview. Again, as I have said, I cannot speak largely to the outcome of this until the 24th, when the full regulations are out and I can read them. But the overview is that the only thing they changed was allowing medical users to grow their own, thus increasing access. But the Allard case that brought the change on insisted on 5 points of access, 4 or 5 points of access. They've only corrected one. I do foresee a rights challenge to the government that they have not met the requirements of the Allard case. That's as far as I can say for now. Will I apply to grow? I have to wait till the 24th and see what the regulations under, what restrictions, how are they deciding who can grow and who can't? Do you have to be a homeowner? Do you have to have the homeowner's permission? Those kind of things are going to be very critical because I might be losing my house. I may have to start renting again. So I have to see. I have to see. I will read this part of it, because it's kind of a background and it's important for you to know. In June 2015, the Supreme Court of Canada in R.V. Smith, something I have, R versus Smith, that's R always stands for the Crown, Regina, versus Smith, decided that restricting legal access to only dried marijuana was unconstitutional. The court decided that individuals with a medical need have the right to use and make other cannabis products. To eliminate uncertainty around the legal source of supply of cannabis, the Minister of Health issued Section 56 class exemptions under the CDSA in July of 2015 to allow, among other things, licensed producers to produce and sell cannabis oil and fresh marijuana buds. The cannabis oil, 7 or 8% THC. Nothing like, it's not a concentrate, it's just a cannabis oil. And dry or moist marijuana. That's all they did. So, because of that. Anyways, the ACMPR, the new one, is Canada's response to the Federal Court of Canada's February 2016 decision in Allard versus Canada. This decision found that requiring individuals to get their marijuana only from licensed producers violated liberty and security rights protected by Section 7 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. The court found that individuals who require marijuana for medical purposes did not have reasonable access. Now, the court is coming forward, I'm going to end reading it, the court is coming forward with, by letting us grow, that's reasonable access. So if we therefore want to concentrate, we make our own concentrate. Not very safe. But the important thing here is that they even say themselves, this decision found that requiring individuals to get their marijuana only from licensed producers. So they've said, okay, well then buy your own. You can either get from licensed producer or your own. They neglected to deal with the situation of the dispensary. with licensed producers, the only way to get your medicine is through mail order, waiting, dealing with Canada Post. Very difficult to arrange your medicine and not be without medicine when you're dealing in that kind of situation. Again, our rights have not been covered. So I leave this for you to read, but I do suggest don't take it too literally, because I do believe there will be challenges. This is a Weedless. My son's around. He's not in. I always do my recording not around him, so he doesn't learn anything about this. This is for adults. So I had my other son take him for a walk. He's outside. The doors are closed. But I'm still not going to smoke anything with you because I don't want it in the house when he comes home. And I can't do Weedy Weekend outside. I need my computer, so it's Weedless. Let's move on. The next one is the benefits of terpenes. We've covered this a lot. We will cover it a lot more. There are huge benefits to terpenes. I can tell you for sure I have been without a lot of terpenes, in that I have been using Clear, which is just pure THC. It has no terpenes in it. I'm not using the one with the add back. And I'm missing some of my better benefits I got from my cannabis because I'm not taking the terpenes. The THC, great. Big bang for bad migraines or bad pain, which I live with every single day. So there's a place for pure THC, but there's a place for terpenes. Now I'm going to read you what it says. Terpenes are a group of fragrant essential oils, secreted alongside cannabinoids like THC and CBD, that contribute to the complex aromas and flavors of cannabis flowers. They are also generally responsible for many of the distinguishing characteristics and effects of different strains. And this discovery has led to sharp increase in interest among researchers, producers, and consumers alike in recent years. While much research is yet to be done on terpenes, their potential to offer unique benefits to medical patients has only heightened this interest. Now, I would love to read this entire article to you because it's really good. They take on 3 terpenes: ocimene, terpinolene, and guaiol. They also talk about geraniol, and which is also found in geraniums, but also found in marijuana. They go on to talk about terpineol, which is a really good one. Terpineol, I mean, its benefits include antibiotic, antioxidant, anti-tumor, it's a sedative, anti-inflammatory, anti-malarial, and anti-olytic. Wow. Strains that are high in it: Jack Herer, White Widow, somebody's been asking about White Widow, Girl Scout cookies, and OG Kush. I encourage you to read this. Find the terpenes that work for you, and then find the product that carries those terpenes. It's something I've been working on. I'll tell you why. Nukin has good terpineol, or my terpineol. Yeah, it's strong in that, and I really enjoy it, and that's why I got that. I make my own concentrate, my RSO, out of it, and I end up still with a lot of the terpenes, and therefore I've got Clear for straight pain, but for the anxiety, for getting better digestion and all that kind of stuff, that comes from terpenes. Learn about them. I still am. And cheers. Now let's move on. Cannabis, a potential treatment for glaucoma. I think that this has been known forever, but there's some new studies out, a whole bunch of links here. If you know someone with glaucoma or eye problems, I suggest reading this. I suggest getting really heavy into it. I will, as usual, read one part. In uncontrolled studies, smoking whole cannabis plants as well as oral and intravenous administration of THC have all lowered IOP, which is your expression of glaucoma. In glaucoma patients, the IOP lowering effect of THC has been reported by up to 65% of glaucoma and non-glaucoma subjects. reduction by approximately 25% compared to pre-treatment IOP. The change in IOP values have appeared to have a dose-response relationship, meaning increasing the cannabinoid dose was associated with greater response in the IOP value. Really, really important. It just goes to show that although these are uncontrolled studies are not allowed by the DEA yet, this again goes to infer or prove the medical capabilities of this plant. I encourage you to read more. Then we have, as usual, oh, we're 10 minutes in. I did kind of go off on a tangent. And I am a little nervous. I could use some medicine right now, but I can't. Anyways. The next one, 6 amazing health benefits of marijuana. And I just encourage you, it's 6 bullet points. I'm not going to read them all to you, but, telling that it can help you lose weight. It can ease depression. Exciting new finds find that CBD can strengthen your bones, which this is a whole new direction that marijuana is going, that CBD is going. Glaucoma, we just talked about that. And contrary to stereotypical image of a stoned cannabis user unable to function, cannabis has been shown to increase creativity and come up with a greater range of concepts and ideas. So it's actually good for the brain, not bad. I love those kind of things. And let's save that one for last. I'm going to attach one of my own videos. It's the Cannabis Cup in Vernon, BC at the Silver Star Resort next weekend. I don't know how many of you can make it to Vernon by next weekend, but if you can, I encourage you to watch this video and to buy some tickets. This sounds like a fantastic place. The big prize, you even get to go to the breakfast the next day and watch the awards be handed out. And it's just really good. So I do encourage you to watch the video that I made, kind of commercializing it. MMJ Total Healthcare, big shout out. They are the platinum sponsor of this, but there are lots of sponsors. Sounds like a great time. If I could make it there, I'd be there. The final one is a funny one. It is so funny. The title, Omaha Dad Finds Pot Brownies, Eats 4 of them, Says Mean Things to Cat. And the basics of this story is that this father, he must have grown-up kids. Their kids borrowed the car and then gave it back and left their pot brownies behind. He ate some of them and started having some real trouble. So the police officers were called about almost 10 o'clock to the house to investigate, and they learned that this 53-year-old man had been unloading groceries, found the brownies from his kids, from his adult children, because they used the car earlier the day. I'm going to read this. The man's wife told police that she and her husband were watching TV. He noted that he was getting bad anxiety. She tried to call their children to ask what was in the brownies, but couldn't reach them. The woman told officers she would rather not provide her children's names because she thought they could get in trouble. An Omaha police spokesman said the investigation into the matter has concluded. So they're not arresting anybody. But it is so funny that the last thing here was paramedics called to the scene who checked the man, found his vital signs to be normal. But they noticed he was displaying odd behavior, crawling around on the floor, randomly using profanities, and calling the family cat a bitch. Yeah, that's the worst side effects you get from this medicine. So accidental ingestion of this medicine turns out to be a funny story. That's what's 99% the case of accidental ingestion of cannabis. But accidental ingestion of somebody else's medicine? OMG. If it's a pharmaceutical and it's not your medicine, side effects are going to be much worse. That's how I end it, in the fact that this is, remember, all of you, remember, this is the safest medicine known to man. It's safer than aspirin. It's safer than walking to pick up your mail, because you know what? Some people have been killed picking up their mail. Nobody's been killed smoking marijuana. Peace and cheers, love and harmony.